In today's current affairs, Drujba 2018. Drujba 2018. It's a joint military exercise between Russia and Pakistan. Drujba 2018 is a joint military exercise between Russia and Pakistan. From last year, Russia and Pakistan have started separate joint military exercises. The third edition, this Drujba 2018 is the third edition of Pakistan-Russia joint military exercise. And next important thing, Stephen Hawking recently his posthumously his work was released. Posthumous means after death. Posthumous means after death. Posthumously his work was released. The title of his entire articles was Brief Answers to the Big Questions. Brief Answers to the Big Questions. Based on this title, many predictions, many conclusions of Stephen Hawking were out in Brief Answers to the Big Questions. He spoke at length on gene editing, artificial intelligence, space exploration, gene editing, artificial intelligence, space exploration, climate change, alien contacts. Alien contacts. You know what he told? If aliens happen to come to the world, the earth, it is more disastrous than Columbus invading America. It is more disastrous to the mankind. And Stephen Hawking also clarified that we have many beliefs like rebirth or last previous birth, all those things. Stephen Hawking told nothing like that. They are only man's predictions. There is nothing like previous birth, rebirth, etc. Stephen Hawking told. Fali S. Nariman got 19th Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award. Fali S. Nariman got 19th Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award for excellence in public administration. For excellence in public administration. Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award is awarded annually to an Indian. It won't be, they will not give it to foreigners. It will awarded annually to an Indian who is exceptionally outstanding in the fields like business, management, public administration, etc. Business, management, public administration, etc. And today there is a news in Economic Times. India and Myanmar. Myanmar is our neighboring country in the northeast India. We have a neighboring country called Myanmar. India and Myanmar signed MOU. India and Myanmar signed MOU towards Sittwe port for constructing a port called Sittwe port operationalization. Sittwe port operationalization. This port is very important for northeast connectivity. India's northeastern region is landlocked. India's northeast region is landlocked. Already we had a larger project called Kaladan Multi-Modal Transit Project with Myanmar. A larger project called Kaladan Multi-Modal Transit Project with Myanmar, and India's Act East policy with eastern countries will be now will be in a very big larger scale with this project, Sittwe project. Sittwe. Next, John Bolton, B-O-L-T-O-N, White House National Security Advisor. John Bolton, White House National Security Advisor, began 2 days meeting with two senior Russian officials. As US yesterday announced that it is going to withdraw from Intermediate Range Nuclear Force Treaty, Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF Treaty. So, John Bolton, White House NSA, National Security Advisor, now started meeting with Russians. So, as you all know, Trump administration have withdrawn itself from this Nuclear Forces Treaty because Moscow deployed Novator, Novator, Novator 9M729 missiles. Novator 9M729 missiles. It's really important. So, America have withdrawn itself from INF, Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. India's coastal communities are going to get $43 million US dollars as aid from Global Green Climate Fund. India's coastal communities are going to get $43 million from Green Climate Fund for supporting climate resilience. Of millions of people living in the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Orissa, etc. So, India is going to combat extreme weather changes in the coast areas. So, India got fund from Green Climate Fund. For climate resilience in coastal communities. Coastal areas means the areas which are in the seashore. Coastal areas, Samudra Tiralu, the areas which are in the seashore. Okay. Coming to today's newspaper Hindu, have a shocking mystery. A journalist, dissident journalist, DISSIDENT, dissident journalist Khashoggi. See, he is a Saudi Arabian dissident journalist, entered into Saudi consulate in Turkey, Istanbul, and he was murdered on October 2nd. Though Saudi Arabia is denying the involvement of Saudi officials, the entire world, entire media said that it is a pre-planned cold-blooded murder. And now Turkey's President Tayyip Erdogan also announced that he is going to have a detailed inquiry on the entire episode. Let us wait and see how the outcome of the inquiry comes out. The judiciary Me Too movement, okay, you just read it. Me Too movement, we have read a lot about that. Next, in Hindu today, we have an article in the lead page, Turf Battle, TURF, Turf Battle. There was always a battle between RBI and the government regarding independence of RBI. 2 years back, government planned to establish Public Debt Management Authority, PDMA. Debt management is a important work of RBI, and government wanted to plan a separate authority called PDMA. And government established already PDMC, Public Debt Management Cell, and government wanted to go for PDMA. But RBI strongly objected this because it is an intrusion on the autonomy of RBI. It is an intrusion on the autonomy of RBI, Public Debt Management Authority. Now, government wanted to establish separate regulator for payments. As you all know, in the recent past, digital payments and digital settlements are looming large. Government wanted to establish a separate regulatory board, payments regulatory board, and RBI said the board should work under RBI governor. The board should not have any independent entity. RBI says it is a domain of RBI, regulation of payments, whereas government says it should be controlled by private regulatory board. Government says it should be controlled by private regulatory board, but RBI says it should come under RBI. To this end, government wanted to amend Payment and Settlements Act 2007, but RBI openly refuted the central government statements and said no, payments regulatory board should come under RBI, it should come under RBI chief. So the entanglement between government and RBI is not new, it happens in every country. It happens in every country. Always the bankers' bank will have some entanglement with the government, because RBI, Federal Reserve, etc., they control monetary policy of the country. They want independence, whereas government tries to intrude. It happens all the time. Okay, next article, prison reforms, written by R.K. Raghavan, former CBI director. The article is on prison reforms. See, of late prison reforms have become a very important topic for mains. Recently, government constituted Justice Amitav Roy Committee for prison reforms. Justice Amitava Roy Committee. Amitava Roy Committee for prison reforms. Already we have Krishna Iyer Committee on women prisoners reforms, Mullah Committee on prisoners reforms. There are already many committees which are established on prisoners reforms. So Amitava Roy Committee is not the only committee. Earlier many committees were already established. Now in India, as you all know, prisoners, convicted prisoners are not vote bank, If they are true vote bank, politicians would have taken proper reforms in the prisons. Prison reforms, though done, they were very minuscule. What we want is proper prison reforms. Prisons are not meant for vendetta or revenge. They are like reformatory homes. Prisons should act like reformatory homes. Mahatma Gandhi believed in reformatory theory of punishment. You should treat the criminal. Crime is a disease. Prison should act like a treatment homes. The recent episode of Rajiv Gandhi convicts, from last 27 years they are in jail. Whether they are entitled for relief or not is a big question. Some people say for grave crimes we should not exonerate the criminals even after 2 decades or 3 decades. The crime is very grave, the brutal murder of Rajiv Gandhi. But let us see what prison reforms we want. First is overcrowded prisons. Our prisons are overcrowded, completely crowded. Basic health and hygiene atmosphere in prisons. Reformatory training in the prisons. And at least prisoners should have some recreation. And white collar crimes. We will try to arrest the white collar criminal. We will put him under bars. White collar crimes are the crimes which are economic offences. Where large crores of money is involved. So instead of putting them under bars, along with putting them under bars, confiscate the property immediately. If they have the fear of losing all the property which they have, generally there will be deterrence and people will not commit white collar crimes. And the brutality and vulgar language and the behavior of prison officials should also be changed. They should treat the prisoners with humanity. So all these things, I think you all know, we have discussed a case, Sunil Batra versus Delhi administration. In Sunil Batra versus Delhi administration, the Supreme Court accepted postcard as public interest litigation and spoke about prison reforms. There is a case called Sunil Batra versus Delhi administration. The Supreme Court accepted postcard as PIL and have given prison reforms, and in that case the Supreme Court told, just because a man is in a jail, he will not lose his basic human dignity. He will not lose his basic human dignity. Though they are prisoners, they are culprits, still they have basic human rights. This was happened in the prison reforms. Last year, in a jail in Bombay, 200 women prisoners went on strike. There is a big fight in the prison for prisoners' rights. A woman was suspiciously killed, a woman prisoner in jail. Even at that time, prison reforms articles have come in the newspaper. So there is an urgent need for prison reforms. So there is another article on Imran Khan and Pakistan. What all he promised 3 months back, he is himself flouting all these promises. He is not keeping up all the promises. He told he will commit suicide instead of going help to IMF. But now he is asking help from IMF. Like that, all his promises he is breaking. So all these things are important news, current affairs today. Okay.